speak in sighs and broken breath beneath the waiting dawn. When darkness listens closely and hope feels torn apart, remain beside me silently and guard my fragile heart. The night has closed its heavy doors and left me face to face with fear. My thoughts echo louder than my prayers, and peace feels far from here. I search for God in empty space where answers used to stand, yet somehow I sense you kneeling near, my soul held in your hand. The world has fallen into sleep, but my spirit stays awake. Questions rise like restless waves that faith alone must take. I do not know what awaits for me beyond this hour of pain. Still I trust you hear me when my voice cannot explain. The shadows lean as if to hear the truth I cannot say. My tears become the language that my lips refuse to pray. No judgment meets my wounded heart, no blame is ever found, only mercy breathing softly where silence is profound. I speak your name into the dark, a whisper barely formed. It trembles like a fragile flame against the night's cold storm. Yet even weak, that holy sound begins to clear the air. For darkness listens differently when you are there. I bring you all I tried to hide, the failures and the fear. Nothing shocks your tender gaze, nothing makes you disappear. Your presence speaks of deeper truths no suffering can steal. It tells my heart that God is near, even when I cannot feel. I bring you all I tried to hide, the failures and the fear. Nothing shocks your tender gaze, nothing makes you disappear. Your presence speaks of deeper truths no suffering can steal. It tells my heart that God is near, even when I cannot feel. The dark no longer feels like threat, but like a listening friend. It holds my story gently now, not asking how it ends. I rest within this sacred hush, no longer forced to fight, for grace is working quietly inside the night. You teach me faith is sometimes just remaining where I am, not running from the mystery, not needing a clear plan. To trust that God is still at work beyond what I can see. To stay, to breathe, to hope again, this is your gift to me. Oh, free, the morning breaks at last. feels thin, my courage bends, and questions multiply. I walk because I must move on, not knowing where I land. Yet somehow I feel safer now, for you go on before my steps are planned. Does not demand belief or force my wounded will. It simply glows with patient love, unwavering and still. Where harsh lights fail and fade away, your flame remains the same, a quiet truth that steadies me when I forget God's name. Just the next right step, and that is enough again. You walk beside the broken paths where many hearts have cried. You know the weight of waiting and the ache of trust denied. Your light is born from faith that stood beneath the cross of loss. That is why it leads me still, whatever the cost. When I forget the promise held beyond this fleeting hour, you remind me God still works through weakness, not through power. Your light points past itself toward love I cannot earn. It teaches me to stay, to trust, to learn. I lift my eyes and see again that night is not the end. It is the place where stars appear and broken prayers ascend. Your light awakens wonder where despair once stood tall. It tells my heart that even now I am not beyond God's call. No storm can claim the final word where your calm presence stays. You shine not with escaping speed, but with enduring grace. Your light outlasts the longest fear, the heaviest regret. It teaches me that God has not forgotten me yet. You guard my thoughts when worries grow too heavy to control. You help me place my restless trust back into God's own hold. Your light does not remove the cross, but gives me strength to stand. It steadies me with hope that feels like home upon this land. I walk more slowly now, no longer racing toward the dawn, for I have learned that even night is where I can go on. Your light makes sacred every step I thought was lost in vain. It turns my waiting into faith. my fear into gain, until the day when night is gone and heaven fills my sight. I choose to follow faithfully your gentle guiding light. Mother of the quiet flame, stay near me as I pray. Mary, light within my night, lead me all the way. Of silent hope, remain with me in this still place. You burn without a sound, and yet you warm my broken days. You speak no answers to my pain, yet truth is what you give. You teach my tired heart again how quietly to live. I came before you without words because I had none left. My prayers felt empty, hollowed out of meaning, slowly bereft. I expected light to shout or force my night to end. Instead I found a silent flame that chose with me to stay and bend. Your hope does not demand belief or chase my doubts away. It waits within the fragile space where fear and faith both stay. You show me that endurance can be wholly deep and real, that sometimes hope is simply present, not something I must feel. Continues faithfully to pierce the thickest night. No wind of worry shakes its flame, no failure makes it dim. It stands as quiet witness that God has not withdrawn from him or her or me. I thought that hope required strength I clearly do not own, but you reveal it grows instead where weakness has been shown. Your silent light teaches me to stop performing grace, to rest within God's presence without rushing from this place. No thunder marks your gentle work, no miracle appears, yet something shifts within my heart that's deeper than my fears. The silence itself becomes a gift I did not know I needed, for in that hush my wounded faith is slowly, safely seated. You teach me faith is not a cry demanding heaven speak. Sometimes it is remaining still when answers feel too weak. Your lamp affirms that God is near, even when unseen. That absence does not mean abandonment, nor silence mean unseen care. I bring my restless questions and lay them at your flame. They do not burn away at once, but they are no longer the same. Your light reframes my suffering without denying its cost. It tells me I'm still being found, even when I feel lost. Hope grows not as sudden joy, but as a steady breath. It teaches me to live again beside the thought of death. Your lamp burns on when I grow tired of trying to be strong. It tells my heart that staying here still counts as moving on. I trust the light I cannot see as clearly as before, because your silent hope has stayed when I fell to the floor. You show me God is working still beyond my narrow sight, that grace can be at work unseen, yet real within the night. Until the day when silence breaks into eternal song, I will walk with quiet trust and let this hope burn long. Lamp of silent mercy, faithful, calm and true, remain with me until all nights are through. She who walks with me does not rush my fragile pace. She keeps her steps beside my own with patient, steady grace. She teaches me that God is near on every broken road. I walk in peace because I know I do not walk alone. I used to think that faith meant running swiftly toward the light, but I have learned that love prefers to walk with me through night. You match my steps when I grow tired and stumble in the dust. You show me that God's timing works not by speed but trust. You do not every slow retreat. Your presence turns this ordinary road into sacred ground. For heaven draws much closer when compassion walks around. I speak my doubts along the way, and you do not turn aside. You listen as a mother does, with truth that does not hide. You let me wrestle honestly with questions still unsure, and show me faith can walk beside doubt and still endure. Oh, the path grows steep, the load feels heavy, and I start to bend. You do not promise shortcuts or say the pain will end. Instead, you walk more closely still when strength is nearly gone. Your closeness makes the hardest mile one I can still move on. I fall, I rise, I fall again, and still you do not leave. You teach me mercy through your gaze long before I believe. Your footsteps preach a gospel deeper than my fear. They say God stays with those who fail, not only those who persevere. Each step becomes a prayer when walked in loving sight. Each breath becomes an offering within your calm, steady light. You help me see that holiness is not some distant place. It lives within the daily road when walked with grace. You guide me past the noisy lies that say I must be more. You teach me God delights in me even when I feel poor. Walking with you heals my need to prove or justify. You show me I am loved already, not because I try. The road unfolds in ways I never thought I'd choose, yet walking with you softens even unexpected news. You remind me God works deeply through the paths I fear, and that no journey walked in love is ever wasted here. I notice now the beauty hidden in the slow and small, the grace that waits within the cracks where shadows fall. You teach me how to walk with God without disguise, with open wounds, with open hands, with honest eyes, until the day my steps are done and heaven is my view. I choose to walk this earthly road in faith with you. She who walks with me will lead me faithfully home, for with a mother at my side I never roam alone. Night blooming grace unfolds where daylight cannot stay. It grows in hidden places where my fears once held their sway. You teach my soul that God still works beyond what eyes can see. In darkness, holy mercy quietly grows in me. I once believed that grace belonged to days. I thought it lived where answers came and prayers were met with praise. But now I see it rises to where silence fills the air, where pain is deep and unspoken grace is growing there. Ways of stripping hope until it feels too thin. It shows me every fragile place where doubt has settled in. Yet here you teach me something faith alone could not convey, that God plants seeds of mercy deep where light has turned away. No sun announces this new life, no sign reveals its start. It happens quietly within the soil of my heart. You show me growth is not always loud or quick or clear. Sometimes it takes the form of staying through the fear. No sun announces this new life, no sign reveals its start. It happens quietly within the soil of my heart. You show me growth is not always loud or quick or clear. Sometimes it takes the form of staying through the fear. Grace does not rush the wounded soul or force the night to flee. It waits until my brokenness becomes the place to be. You teach me God is patient far beyond my sense of time, that love can bloom unseen and still be deeply, fully mine. The night becomes a sacred field where heaven kneels low, where tears become the water that unseen mercies grow. You help me trust that what feels empty is not bare, for God is working silently in answered prayer not yet declared. I learned that grace is not reward for doing everything right. It is the gift that meets me when I cannot win the fight. It blooms where strength has failed and pride has fallen down. You show me mercy wears the night like a crown, until the dark me feels and work the night has grown. I will trust the seeds of mercy God has sown. Night blooming grace remain and teach me how to see that even in the dark God is making me free. I stop demanding proof before I choose to trust again. I learn to rest inside the work God's doing in my pain. You teach me hope can live without control or sight, that faith can breathe and still grow strong within the night. I feel a shift I cannot name, yet know it must be grace. A softer heart, a deeper calm, a slower pace. You show me growth is sometimes hidden from my view, but heaven sees the beauty darkness never knew. Until the dawn reveals the work the night has grown, I will trust the seeds of mercy God has sown. Night blooming grace, remain and teach me how to see that even in the dark, God is making me free. Soft footsteps of heaven pass gently through this place. They carry God's nearness in silence and in grace. They do not shake the earth or shout for me to hear. They teach my heart that God is close and not far from here. I expected heaven to arrive with thunder or bright flame. I thought God's presence always came with power and acclaim. But you reveal a gentler truth my heart had never known, that heaven often comes quietly where love has grown. Your steps do not disturb my fear, but slowly calm it down. They soften all the sharp-edged thoughts that once had wrapped me round. I learned that peace does not require the absence of pain. It comes from knowing God walks here again and again. In moments ordinary and still, I sense something more, a sacred weight upon the ground I've often crossed before. You teach me holiness is closer than my breath, that heaven walks with me even in the shadow of death. No voice commands my suffering to instantly depart. Instead, a quiet courage forms within my heart. Your footsteps tell me God is faithful to remain, that love is not afraid to step inside my pain. I stop searching for signs that shout or miracles that shine. I learn to listen for the steps that cross the line between my doubt and God's enduring care. I hear heaven walking softly there. You show me how to slow my pace and notice where I stand, to feel the holy ground beneath the dust upon my hands. Your presence turns my waiting into sacred time, where every moment can become divine. Even when I cannot feel the warmth of joy or peace, your steps remind me God does not withdraw or cease. They tell me heaven does not flee when hope feels thin. It walks more closely still, drawing near within. I learned that faith is not a shout across the sky. It is the courage to remain when God walks quietly by. Your footsteps teach my restless heart to stay, to listen, trust and pray. The ground beneath my suffering begins to feel despair, for heaven's steps have passed and left their mercy there. I walk more gently now, aware of holy space, for God has crossed my path with grace. Until the day I hear those steps no longer soft but clear, I will trust that heaven walks with me while I am here. Soft footsteps of heaven, faithful and true, lead me through this life until I walk in full light with you. Until the day I hear those steps no longer soft but clear, I will trust that heaven walks with me while I am here. Soft footsteps of heaven, faithful and true, lead me through this life until I walk in full light with you.
Vigil holds the night with watchful, patient care. She waits with faith that does not sleep and love that will not wear. She trusts when answers do not come and time feels slow and still. She stands before the heart of God, surrendered to His will.
Long and heavy while the world has gone to rest. Concerns rise quietly within a mother's faithful chest. She does not flee the darkness or demand the dawn appear. She keeps her place beside her child, steadfast, calm, and near. She watches without forcing change or breaking sacred time. Her hope does not depend upon a sudden perfect sign. She holds the pain in silent prayer where love has learned to stay, trusting God is working still beyond the hours of delay. Her eyes grow tired, yet faith remains awake within her soul. She knows that waiting offered up is part of God's control. She brings each fear before the Lord and leaves it in His care, believing grace is at work
knows ahead of what will come to be. She stands beneath the weight of time with patience hard won and true. Each moment teaches her again what faithful love must do. She does not count the cost or measure how long this must last. She stays believing God redeems both present and the past.
She waits not as one defeated, but as one who understands that God's great work unfolds beyond the reach of human plans. Her strength is not in rushing toward relief or rest. It is in trusting God with what she loves the best.
Her vigil teaches those who watch what faith is meant to be. Not certainty, but presence given faithfully. She shows that love is strongest when it chooses still to stay. When nothing else can be done, she prays
Until the dawn breaks open and the long night finally yields, she keeps her watch in faith until God's promise is revealed. A mother's vigil does not fail or fade from sight.
It holds the world in prayer throughout the night. She waits not as one defeated, but as one who understands that God's great work unfolds beyond the reach of human plans. Her strength is not in rushing toward relief or rest. It is in trusting God with what she loves the best. Her vigil teaches those who watch what faith is meant to be. Not certainty, but presence given faithfully. She shows that love is strongest when it chooses still to stay. When nothing else can be done, she prays until the dawn breaks open and the long night finally yields. She keeps her watch in faith until God's promise is revealed. A mother's vigil does not fail or fade from sight. It holds the world in prayer throughout the night. Star beyond the storm, you shine when skies are torn apart. You guide the ship of fragile faith and steady every heart. You do not stop the raging wind, but still you lead me through. You show me where to place my hope when nothing else seems true. The storm rose fast and caught me off before I could prepare. were loud, the night was thick, and fear was everywhere. I searched the sky for something firm that would not drift away, and found your light still burning where no storm could stay. The clouds were heavy with despair and hid the moon from view. My strength was thin, my courage shaken by what I knew. Yet high above the broken sky, beyond the wind and rain, your star remained unchanged and bright, untouched by pain. You did not promise calm seas or instant rest. You offered direction when fear put faith to test. You taught me hope is not the absence of the fight. It is the courage to keep moving toward the light. Each wave that struck my weakened soul seemed stronger than the last. The past felt heavy, the future unsure, the present moving fast. But still your star refused to fade or turn away. It marked the path that fear could not erase. I learned to lift my eyes above the chaos close at hand, to trust a guiding light I could not command. You showed me storms do not decide where truth resides, for hope still reigns beyond the raging tides. Oh, light taught me to navigate by faith, not sight, to move by trust when I could not control the night. You stayed constant while the world around me swayed, a faithful sign that God had not delayed. I stopped fighting the waves with desperate fear. I fixed my gaze where hope was clear. You showed me storms will pass in time, but God's guiding love remains divine. Even now, when calm has returned at last, I remember nights when faith was tested fast. Your star still guides my choices every day, a reminder of the path God laid. Until the final shore is reached and storms are no more, I will steer my life by the light I saw before. Star beyond the storm, faithful and true, lead me home to God through all I go through. I rest beneath her gentle gaze, where fear no longer stays. Her eyes reflect a love that heals my scattered days. She does not turn away from wounds I cannot hide. She teaches me that I am safe just staying by her side. I come to her exhausted from the weight I could not bear. My soul feels thin from carrying more than it should dare. I expect advice or answers sharp and clear. Instead I find her watching me with love that casts out fear. Her gaze does not demand that I explain my pain. It does not rush me forward or insist I try again. It simply rests upon my heart and lets me breathe. In that stillness I learn again how to believe. I feel my defenses soften as her eyes remain. There is no trace of disappointment, no hint of blame. She sees the whole of who I am and does not turn away. Her gaze becomes the place where broken parts can stay. The world has taught me how to hide my weakest side, to prove my worth and mask the tears I keep inside. But here beneath her watchful care, I do not need to pretend. For love that truly sees me is where healing can begin. Her gaze carries the wisdom of long and faithful years. It understands both joy and loss, both hope and fear. She knows what it is to trust God without control, and that knowing settles deep within my soul. In her eyes I glimpse a love that points beyond herself, a mercy rooted deeply in God's eternal wealth. She does not keep me dependent or bound in place. She rests with me, then leads me on with grace. I learn that rest is not escape or weakness shown. It is the courage to be still and not feel alone. Her gaze becomes a shelter from the storm I face, a sacred pause, a quiet space. Even when I leave this place and walk the road again, her gaze remains within my heart through loss and gain. It reminds me I am held beyond that love stays near both day and night, until the day my restless heart no longer roams. I will return to rest where her gaze feels like home. For under eyes that love as God has planned, I learn to stand, because I've learned to rest in her hands. Until the day my restless heart no longer roams, I will return to rest where her gaze feels like home. For under eyes that love as God has planned, I learn to stand, because I've learned to rest in her hands. Dawn comes softly from her hands where night begins to fade. She offers hope I did not earn, and light I'm not afraid. She teaches me that God brings life where darkness used to stand. Each new beginning starts with dawn from her hands. The night has lingered longer than I thought it ever would. My strength was worn, my vision dim, my courage misunderstood. I feared the dark had shaped my fate, and nothing new could rise. But then I saw the morning forming gently in her eyes. She does not rush the breaking light or force the dark to flee. She holds the moment tenderly and lets it come to be. again, not stronger than before, but wise. I carry peace where fear once lived inside. Her hands do not promise life will always be clear. They promise God will still be here. Each morning now becomes a gift I do not claim, a quiet grace not earned by name. I receive it as she taught me how, with open trust, with humbleness, until the final dawn breaks open heaven's gate. I will trust the light God brings, even when I must wait. For every new beginning God has planned arrives in love, like dawn from her hand. I rise again, not stronger than before, but wise. I carry peace not earned by name and name. I receive it as she taught me how, with open trust, with humble now, until the final dawn breaks open heaven's gate. I will trust the